What's up, you guys and girls? This is Tim Traver, the managing editor of the Diecast Collective. Tonight, depending on what part of the world you're from, we're doing an early week feature of Features Week. Don't worry, I'll put everything in the title and also in the description. I'll tell you exactly what this is. Anyway, this is a Dodge Viper. This is the 2023 or 2003 Dodge Viper that you saw in the movie Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, where Sean was driving the Monte Carlo and that rich kid was driving this Viper on that one road that they done that street race was before uh, the guy, the character Sean went off to Japan and stuff like that. Uh, this is one of the cars. Now, I had people ask me, it doesn't matter if it's Jada car or a Fast and the Furious car or this kind of collection from the Hot Wheels stuff. Um, Somebody asked me, "Do you collect the main cars?" And that is yes, I do collect the main cars from the Fast and Furious, especially if it's from the genre line. That's what I always go for. I normally go after all the Fast and Furious cars, the main action cars. I don't really pick too much up on the secondaries. Um, and the only reason why I don't do that is because A, because of the box, and B, because I just don't have the space to add extra secondary cars to that to it. Now, if I had extra space, yes, I would, but I don't, and I'm gonna clean out some stuff here in the next few weeks, get rid of some other stuff, and then I'm gonna start having a shelf just mainly for Fast and Furious cars only, and that's gonna be like another tier type type just a tier type area for them. So I'm gonna have like maybe two extra shelves full of those cars. I might just move those over and have a whole shelf of that, and maybe possibly have some of these little ones here that I got from the actual Fast and the Furious stuff as well. We'll see. But like I said, I always try to go after the mainline cars or the main ones that are in the story because in movies because I really don't go after the secondary cars as much. Now, if it's a very now the only way I will go after a actual good car if it's a secondary car, um, it has to be very, very unique car. It has to be something that wasn't part of the movie, but it can be a movie car as well. Like for an example, there's one like the Camaro I have, the 70 and a half Camaro sitting over there by that 60 set. I think it's a 65 or 66 Mustang that Sean drives with the Nismo motor in it. How do I remember? I watched the movie. So basically the 64, I think it's a 65 or 66 Mustang GT. I think that's what it is. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be kind of wrong. So if you want to correct me in the comment, you can. I don't mind. But I think it's a 65 or 66 uh, Mustang GT. But anyway, they put a Nismo motor in it, which a Nismo motor in real life is a very light. It's basically a Japanese engine, but they're very light and they're lighter than a big block or a small block V8 that you will see in an American car. That's why most people will put something like that inside a American muscle car because of the yeah, it's a straight six. It's an inline or a straight six, but still, it can produce a lot more power. Like versus a V10 that has five extra cylinders in it with a traditional style like a V8. So you have two additional cylinders in it. That's why it's making a V8. And but like I said, I'm more into the Japanese side of cars. Don't get me wrong, I still love American muscle, but I have a soft spot for Japanese cars. And So yeah, I do. I don't. I have a soft spot for certain cars that makes me feel comfortable inside. That's the way I look at things. But back to this, when I saw this movie for the first time, when I'm talking about Tokyo Drift for the first time, I kind of really adored it. I actually like it. Most fans don't like it, and that's understandable. I'm not going to sit there and disrespect other people's opinions. That's their opinions. My opinions are different than everyone. It's just the way life goes. But back to what I was saying was, so I do have a 70 and a half Camaro over there called the F Bomb. Okay? There's another variation of that car. Unfortunately, on the bottom of the car, it's got all that dirt, like deco on the bottom of it. I don't really like that. I don't like certain things. I don't like certain type of stuff on the bottom of the door rockers and all that. So that's another reason why I will not get that car because I don't like it. And I saw the wheels on it. I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. I'm gonna put a pass on it. I'm not into that kind of car. I got the original car from the movie from the Fast Four in it, so I got that one over here, and I like that variation better, and I like that deco and that color scheme of it more than I like the other one. But that's the reason why people ask me all the time, well, why don't you go ahead and get the secondary cars? I'm going to tell you right now, I don't go secondary cars. I don't mess with other secondary cars. Now, I do have a black. Now, let me make this clear. I do have a black Toyota Supra. I do have a white Supra. But that white Supra that I have on my shelf right now, that's actually a Paul Walker's real life car. And the last part of the movie Seven, Furious Seven, when you saw his brother Cody in that car, and Dom was driving, or Paul Walker's brother Cody, but he was portrayed as Brian O'Connor in the movie. When you saw that white car come pulling up next to Dom's Charger, which that car, I think that Charger belonged to the Ring Brothers or somebody else. I can't recall. Anyway, when that car came up, that was coming from the actual personal collection that Paul Walker had. I'm not 100% sure if that black one's also part of his collection or not. I could be wrong. I don't know. But that's the reason why that I have it for a reason. Yeah, it's a secondary car. The original car come from the Too Fast, Too Furious. The gold one's from Too Fast and Too Furious. But I like the Supra. I like that white version. So when I got the white version, I thought of Paul Walker. And also I have it in packaged as well. So that is like a specialty. If it comes from a collection of someone's real life personal collection and they wanted to put it in the movie, that's where I will go and get it. If y'all catch my drift, if y'all get where I'm coming from. So that's something that's important to me. That's the reason why I would get it, because of that reason. And like I said, that was the spot at the end of the movie when you got that certain song. I can't remember the song it's called. I'm not even going to mention it because I don't want to get in trouble. I have this. I can remember the parts of the song in my mind, but I'm not going to sing it or do anything to it. But also, that particular spot is when they were driving down the road together, and then that's when Cody Walker, Paul Walker's brother, drove off to the left, and Dom kept going straight. Well, that was the reason. Um, but that particular scene got me choked up. I still get choked up from it to this very day. It's like Jesse's Jetta. Jesse's Jetta right now in the actual Jada world, that is the most rare car to find. It is hard to find that kind of car. You have to go through online to get that particular car, like Snooki's S2000 or Johnny Tran's S2000. Those are the two most iconic cars in history. Don't get me wrong, they are. At the same time, they're getting to the point now where they're getting rare. So Jesse car is the ultimate rare car because it's a Volkswagen Jetta. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's in the I think that's a 90s or an early 2000 model. But like I said, I haven't found the Lenny's car, which would be the S13, which that would be a Silvia. I haven't found that car yet, which I'm looking for. That's another rare car. Vince's Skyline, or is it I think it is a Vince's is got a front wheel drive Skyline. That one's gonna be hard to find. I found Mia's Acura Integra, right hand side drive, when I first started collecting this stuff. That was easy. I was like, whoa, that's the car. Cool. And then later on, I started accumulating all these other cars. And I found Dom's 270 Plymouth Roadrunners. And when I found both of them, I was just happy about it. So, guys and girls, if you're going out there, you're trying to find all the Jada cars, or if you're trying to find all the Fast and the Furious cars, try your best to look at them and see if you can buy them in sets. If you can't buy them in sets and you're like me, you're buying them individually, that's fine. The only one I don't have left is that McLaren. I'll show you in the back of this before we start wrapping this video up. The only one I don't have is this one right here. That red one right there. I don't have that one yet. From the Tokyo Drift series. So that's the last one I need to get for this collection, and I pretty much got it all. And then I got to get the 350Z again so I can so I do a video on that. But like I said, guys and girls, I'm just trying to show y'all, go back in memory a little bit and give y'all a little bit of something. Another one is an iconic car. Is Hans modified RX-7. And that one's becoming very rare. That's a rare car to find. But like I said, and then that Skyline that Brian O'Connor drove in Fast and the Furious, that's becoming a classic. So there's a lot of iconic cars that come into light, and there's a lot of them that are rare, and they're starting to come out. And but you gotta keep your eye on things. But anyway, guys, girls, don't worry. I'll put everything in the title what you see. I'm just going down old memory lane and telling y'all some of the stuff that I found when I started collecting, and maybe now, with that, all that information I give y'all, maybe y'all can find these kind of cars. Also, another 3 more cars I'll mention before I end this video. You had the Mitsubishi Eclipse, the Mitsubishi Evo, which I don't have the one that Roman drove. I don't have that Eclipse Spider, but I have the Lancer. And then the 99 Ford F-150 Lightning that he drove, that Brian drove in the first Fast and the Furious. So there you go. And then besides that, I do got the 2 Supras in the 124 scale, but I don't have the Supra and the Charger. I do have the Charger, but I don't have the Supra. The one that I have from the first movie. I'm talking about the 132. I don't have it yet, which I'm gonna get that one soon. And when I do, I'll let y'all have it. I'll show that video off to y'all, as well as Dom's nephew's car that he had. But anyway, I'll show you all those videos. I'll show those more in due time, including those ones over here on the right hand side of me. So with that all being said, guys and girls, I want to make a little lengthy video for y'all, And I wanted just to tell you some of the stuff that I learned, and some of the cars that I will told you all about. Another iconic car I forgot, I got right in front of me, is the RX-7 that Dom drove in the first movie. But anyway, I will end it here. Anyway, guys, girls, like I always told y'all, it's self-explanatory. But anyway, I just want to take y'all down a little memory lane of Fast and Furious, because it is 25 years for the first movie, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to go through all that. But anyway, guys and girls, until next time, we're out.